Guys, look at this incredible feat that our character has been able to achieve. So since the last time we reviewed his VOD, I have no idea when I posted it. It was like 11 days ago, I think. Since then, he has accomplished a feat not many of us have ever even imagined was possible. Bro went from gold 3 all the way to plat 3, went match MVP like crazy. That is insane. And I'm actually going to be reviewing only his attacking round. If you want me to review your VODs, you can join the link in the description down below. His name's Pepper, pretty cool name, I like that. And yeah, premium tier always get VODs reviewed first, and then if I have some free time, I do that for the free version. Hold up, something is not right in this picture, guys. Can you see it? Only absolute peak Phoenix mains can spot what's wrong in this image. Bro has a wall, bro has a molly, and bro has no shield. He cannot afford a ghost. He cannot afford... He can't afford a frenzy though. Did he go frenzy? He is going frenzy. See, I go for classic. I go for a classic and I go for full shields. Or I go for a molly and a bandit. But he goes for a frenzy, molly, plus wall. That is a valid buy. I used to do that like a year ago. I used to go for this buy, but then frenzy got really nerfed. I don't like this molly, by the way. I don't like it. It doesn't do anything. I mean, yes, it prevents enemies from peeking a little bit. And I said this in my previous VOD from Phoenix. Like, if you cannot explain what your molly does, you shouldn't throw it as a Phoenix. Instead, I would like to see our molly land in this position or on the right side to clear the right side, because your biggest danger is walking up to this little ramp. You don't have a drone. Even if you did have a drone, it's still extremely scary. Now, luckily... Oh, here it was. See, this is exactly the bullshit that I'm talking about. There's technically one up angle, two up angles, right side, left side, and then these two close angles. So you're essentially walking through 4 angles non-stop, which is extremely dangerous. That's why I like to molly off right side and then only worry about the left side. Also, you didn't check that somebody could have been up. Raze can be on top of the box. You're not really checking it. So yeah. We get flashed, we get cooked. Unfortunate. It is what it is. Oh, by the way, to prevent this from happening, you can slow down here. Because like once you start running, you have to commit. This ramp, a lot of people make this mistake. Once you start running up this ramp, you have to go really quickly. Like, you have to flash out. You have to drop some type of wall, and I'm going to show you what type of wall I drop. And that wall is literally the brilliant Phoenix wall that I figured out myself. Yes, no need to thank me. I know I'm a genius. Was that the guy? Oh, that was from Breaking Bad. The guy that, you know, the crystal white stuff. I tried watching Breaking Bad. I know it's like the best TV show ever created. I can't watch it. I watched one episode and my brother's like, yeah, you have to go into it. It's a slow at first. It's a slow thing. And like, I've heard this before and I watched like 2 episodes. I watched 1 episode, then I'm like, this is too boring. I turn it off. I watch some YouTube. And then I come back like 2 months later. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch the full Breaking Bad now. I go to the first episode again because I'm not sure where I finished watching it, and then I watch the first episode again and I'm like, this is too slow for me. But I'm sure it's great. I'm just a little bitch. I spammed this, yeah. I spammed this smoke before walking in. You wanna hug the left side, spam the left side, spam the right side, and luckily he died before he walked in. If you're not gonna spam, at least flash into it. I want to teach this super important thing that not a lot of people are talking. I've never heard anyone talk about this, but this is gonna change your perspective 1,000,000%. So you know how, let's say you want to take some sort of a space, okay? Let's say it's Lotus. We take Lotus and we're like, we want to take control of tree. How do we take control of tree? Well, there are 2 corners, or like 3 corners, that we must take care of in order to get control of tree. Simple, right? When the door opens, we send in some type of a utility. Of course, it's best if it's a recon ability that can spot enemies and help us delete them. But if we don't have any of that utility, we use something else, like spamming the tree, right? We spam the tree. We go for stuns, we go for flashes, and we go for boombots to make sure we don't get peeked. We use some type of... Okay, I will choose my engine, sir.
Just take a seat.
We use some sort of util to take control of this space. And once we have that space, we feel safe. I want you, from now on, every single time you see a smoke, and that smoke can land anywhere. When you see a round smoke like this, I want you to look at this smoke as if it is the same space that you can take control of. You don't just run into tree with no util. Well, if you're a low rank, it's different. Like, you send in some of your hog riders first, as bait, and then you trade your teammates if you're a low rank player. But if you want to make sure that you're okay in the end and you don't have any dudes going for the meat in the meat grinder, I'm talking, then you want to use some type of utility, right? So every time before you walk into a smoke, you see a round smoke, look at it as an extra space that you must conquer. You want to use any utility, just like I said, for any character, any utility before running into that smoke. It can be a pulse, it can be a flash, it can be like you can flash off of this corner if you're a breach. You can go for an aftershock, molly, reveal, fade, seize, whatever. You use some type of utility to take control of that smoke, and once you take control of that smoke, you treat it as a square of space. If we combine these 2 ideas, very often there is a smoke from enemies in tree. And once you take control of tree, which is going to be these 2 corners essentially, you want to make your way to site. However, you don't have this whole space. You only have what the fuck? Wow, dude. I remember spending a lot of time trying to add this effect on my videos. I had to go to Premiere, press an effects, color grading, make sure to select every corner. Turns out you can just press on and it's gone. I don't even know where it went. It's just gone. There's no more option to do that. You only have this much space. You do not have control over the smoke. Which means that before you walk into the smoke, use some type of utility, then you take control of that smoke. You can use this for your advantage. You must use some type of utility, and for Phoenix it's actually perfect. We just pop in Molly and we have full control of it. And if you are on the enemy side, you just walk into that smoke and you have a really big advantage, because a guy walking into the smoke has a really big disadvantage. So you either smoke or you don't. Just like I said, Molly here or Molly here, choose one, it doesn't really matter. And this way enemies will be forced to push through that, you know, you just bounce here. Most of the time it's gonna hit everything, it's gonna make them panic. And you either shift through this ramp area. Literally, this is the reason why nobody wants to go short in Haven. Because of this super dangerous flash, stun, or like a jet random peeking from a top angle. Me as a Phoenix, whenever we receive a smoke from our clove here, I always flash here, and I literally have 100% chance to kill someone here. That's why it's so dangerous. So, if you're an attacker, you either want to shift, see if they're actually peeking, and then if no one's peeking, then you clear all of these corners manually, and then you're ready to push. Or you just run it down completely by literally, you can jump silently, and then you do the execute. Now, because we are talking about short, I want to show you this extremely nice solo queue execute, I call it. You wall towards this, and then you make your wall connect towards this wall. How is it gonna look like? It's gonna look like that. This is also fine. Your main goal is to flash into the space and be safe, and then continue to move, and then you can flash again if you feel like it. This is a broken execute. If you can get into this position, like look, it's brilliant. This is all you have to worry about, and then you go for the flash. Nice. This is usually smoke, so you don't really have to worry about it too much. And if you feel like it, you can just go all the way like this. Holy shit, that was a lot of talking, not a lot of reviewing. Now we're gonna go and quickly go through your attacking rounds, so we can give you some more ideas. You already learned about the smokes. You learned about the A short execute with the Phoenix, if you feel like it.
Server, bro, please.
That's a lot of spamming, I see. Yeah. I have never criticized anyone for their aim yet, and I will not continue to do so. I criticize the technique, you know, because the aim is like a lot of techniques combined together. Aim isn't real. Aim truly isn't real. There's just so much shit. Like, you might think that you're a bad aimer. In reality, you just think about it too much. In reality, you just shake. In reality, you're just not practicing the right way. You don't need to practice aim labs for 1,000 hours if you're gonna use a completely different technique in Valorant. So, the 3 things I want you to work on for the next VOD that you submit on it. One is using some type of utility to clear the smoke. You want to flash, you want to wall, you want to molly. You don't really want to wall, you want to stun, and you would rather flash into it rather than walling. Also, extra tip, before you walk into a smoke, you can turn around and then walk past it. This way your barrel will be seen a little bit later. Like, enemies cannot just immediately start shooting at you because your gun barrel is moving away. Next thing I want you to work on the next time you go for this a short execute, we just wall like this, we flash through, and trust me, this is gonna change the way you look at this map completely. And the third thing, don't think about, oh, my aim is bad. I want you to only work on your technique. From now on, the next time you walk into a match, I want you to go 2 shots, move 2 shots. This is how I want you to take every single one of your battles. Because, and you, it's really deep. It really is that deep. It really is that deep. Because this is going to allow you to never be stopped. This is going to uncap your aiming potential. Whenever you spam crouch and panic, this is bad. I myself recently started practicing palm aim. It took me a week, and now every single fight that I take seems so much more pleasant. Of course, sometimes I still come back to my spamming, praying, but 90% of my fights are actually super clean. I hit shots I've never hit in my life before. For that week, of course, my aim went a little bit worse while I was practicing. This is exactly what's gonna happen to you when you stop spraying. It's gonna happen for like a day or two. You're gonna stop spraying, you're gonna shoot like this, but you will notice how much more potential you have. So this is how I want you to take your fights. Of course, if you have a frenzy, it's a little bit different. Spamming with a frenzy is justifiable. Spamming with a stinger is justifiable. But when you have Vandal, you have a Sheriff, you have a Phantom, I want this to be your movement. Okay? Let's watch a couple more rounds though. Let's see if there's any major fixes we can do, because I want to give you 3 general tips to work on.
Already?
You missed flash a little bit. Good.
Would be Cypher CT.
Spike down.
I mean, I go for the wall here every time because this angle is so dangerous. While I'm in garage, I wish I could fly, man. I wish I could fly, but I have to switch to my Valorant. Now you're seeing a black screen. Now you're seeing the Valorant. Whenever you're in garage, it doesn't matter what character you are. This is the most dangerous crossfire because you're getting shot from this, you're getting shot from backside, and you're getting shot from CT if anyone peeks and there's no smoke. So you need something to walk through this choke point into here. No matter what character you are, as a Phoenix, I go for my wall. You can also just flash left side and then just jump towards here, and then you're in a really good position to flash again. If you're a different character, let's say, what do you want it to be? You want to be Reyna? Everyone's playing Reyna, right? What do you do as a Reyna? You flash. It's very simple. You flash up. One rule with Reyna flashes is that you want to connect every single corner with your flash. When you go for the flash up here, anyone who is peeking this or who is peeking this is blinded. You get into this position, general garage knowledge, and yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go until 25 minutes for the spot of recording. So you died there. We're at 20 minutes currently. I don't want it, just like I said, I don't want it to be too long because then you just overwhelm your brain and then you start thinking like, oh, so he told me 10 things to work on. Which one is it gonna be? And you're just, ah, that's too much. I'm just gonna play. I want you to focus on those 3 things next time. See, it happened again. You just walk. Now, of course, you're on an eco round, it's different. But you walked in. Remember what I taught you? Before walking into the smoke, you can turn, and as you're walking in, you turn back. This way your barrel isn't seen. This was a pretty dangerous smoke to walk through. It's a really weird smoke. Whenever you see a weird smoke like that, like, you see how it's like off center a little bit? It's not exactly in the center. There's this gap on the left side. That actually usually indicates that someone's holding it. People like to hold weird smokes rather than normal smokes more often. It's a weird thing, but I'm talking from experience. Full buy, C, we swing. Interesting, turning around from the flash there. Sovas usually have to shock dart this, and he did. Nice. We all should have been dead here, by the way, because of how long we were just chilling with... Cypher could have just spammed everyone. Okay.
My ultimate's ready.
4v2, what do? We come back.
One garage.
Good flash, this is gonna be a good flash. Nice, don't peek anymore.
Oh, don't
Beautiful.
peek.
Beautiful. Now just peek off of the... Yeah, that's good. See, that's perfect.
Had the Odin.
Exactly, bro. I'm looking at my minimap and I'm like, oh, did the dart land inside the smoke? Did we actually clear the smoke? No, the dart landed past the smoke. So, we need something to clear the smoke. This clove gets cocked. You go for the flash. This smoke is cleared. You guys need to start doing this shit. I'm telling you, it's gonna change the way you think about the game completely.
Oh fuck, this is not on sewer, bro. What is that timing?
My turn.
You're
Oh, there'd be
overextending a
one
little
jet
bit. A lot, actually, a lot. So
Timing.
it's a little bit deeper. You're up numbers, right? It was a 5v3, now it's a 4v3. The only reason I would go for this fight is like, just remember this rule. Whenever you're up numbers, walk behind your teammate and make sure he doesn't die. These are gonna be the 3 rules, okay? I'm gonna repeat them to you again, and that's gonna be it for the VOD today. And the way I want you to learn is pick one thing, or all 3 things if you feel like it. Like, you cannot practice all of them. You can practice this one. You see a smoke. Next time you see a smoke like this, what are you gonna do? You're gonna flash, stun, molly into it, and then you clear it, right? That's the one thing you learned for today. Next time you see a smoke, use your utility. Trust me, your utility isn't worth as much as a life. Rule number 2 Every time you're up numbers, 4v3, 5v2, walk behind one of your teammates and make sure he doesn't die for free. As soon as he fights, you swing with him. It doesn't matter if you're making noise. It doesn't matter if he's dashing in. You follow him. You follow him like he's your dog on a leash. That is probably not the best example, but trust me, that's your rule number 2. And also, if you're walking to the smoke, you can turn around and then walk into like this if you don't have any utility. Also, remember the execute I showed you on a main as a Phoenix, where you can wall like this. And if you're any character on C, use some type of utility to push through this choke point in Garage. Now, we don't know, the act is ending actually pretty soon. So we don't know if Haven is still going to be up here. If it's not, you're just going to forget about all of this. Probably. And yeah, the most important one out of all 3 of these is definitely just don't overextend. If you see that you're up numbers, if you're down numbers, look, if you're down numbers, peeking this, fighting, I like to fight B. If I'm down numbers, I need to look for 1v1 picks. I just go into B and I look for this fight, I look for this fight, and walk like this. If I feel like, oh, maybe no one's just holding B, I walk out like this, and I'm continuing to look for some fights. If you're up numbers, stop everything that you're doing, find a teammate, walk behind him, make sure he doesn't die. This is the most important rule of this VOD, because it happens like 70-80% of the rounds. And that's it. Remember about smokes. Thank you for watching.